Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the steps to solve any inequality. All right, so you have a copy of this sheet. So what you want to do is I would print it out and fill it in on your own, or you could write these down on a separate sheet of paper. But I provided you a copy of this sheet I'm filling out so that you can use it to help you learn most effectively. So the first step to solve any inequality is if there are any parentheses, distribute, and it's really tough to write with this, but that's okay. Distribute the term on the outside to every term on the inside of the parentheses. The parentheses is spelled right there. The second step to solve any inequality is to combine like terms on each side of the inequality. So combining like terms, remember, is where you add up the terms that are like. So you should draw that line to the inequality symbol. Let's say we have a greater than sign. We will combine the like terms on this side, and then we will combine the like terms on the other side. Okay? Step 3, if the variable appears on each side, or both sides, actually probably a better word because it's sides. So if the variable appears on both sides of the inequality, use addition and subtraction to get the variables on the same side and combine them. And that's what we just worked on in the previous lesson. So you put the word addition here, or just a plus sign if you know that. Okay? So after you combine like terms, you want to get your variable terms on the same side by moving one of them using addition or subtraction. And once you get them on the same side, then you can combine them. We usually suggest you move the smaller one. Moving on. Once you get your variables on the same side and combine them, step 4 is to isolate, meaning get by itself. Isolate the term containing the variable using addition and subtraction. That's an I there. It's hard writing with the mouse, so bear with me. Step 5, eliminate the coefficient in front of the variable by using division or multiplication. So that's where you get the variable totally by itself by multiplying or dividing your last step. Now, with this step 5, if you multiply or divide each side of your inequality by a negative number, you must flip your inequality sign. We've been talking about that a lot, okay, because you're changing the meaning of the inequality. So if you multiply, I'm going to save a little bit of writing here for myself because it's with the mouse, or divide each side of the inequality by a negative number. I will let that word out, negative number. You must flip your inequality sign. Okay. And then for an inequality, you always want to graph your answer on a number line. All right. There's two parts to your answer. We have the graph of your answer and we have the final inequality. You don't always ask for both, but you should always graph your answer. Make sure to put a few numbers on your number line and put 0 in the middle. Now, with that being said, even though that answer is 0, you don't necessarily have to put 0 in the middle. Let's say your answer to an inequality works out to be x is greater than negative 14. Well, you don't have to make 14 marks. What you could do is make your number line and put the value that you got as your final answer in the middle. But then just make sure your number line is increasing from left to right. So maybe you put negative 13 and negative 12 over here. And on the left-hand side of negative 14, you put negative 15 and negative 16. So you could do something like that. So you don't always have to put 0 in the middle unless your answer is relatively small and close to 0. Okay? So if the graph, this one over here, I'd put an open circle at negative 14 and shade to the right. Okay? So now let's actually solve two examples. All right? Oh, and one last blank to fill in. Make sure to use the proper circle when you graph, which would be open or closed. And just to review that really quick, greater than or less than would be the open circle, but then greater than or equal to or less than or equal to would be the closed circle because that includes the value it's on. Your answer includes the value it's on. So let's look at the first example, example 1 here. So we have 3x plus 6 is less than or equal to negative 5 times the quantity x plus 2. So the first step was actually already done for us. We distributed. So we multiplied -5 to both of these, and we get -5x minus 10. Now our second step is to combine like terms, but we don't actually have any like terms on either side. If you look at both sides, we have 3x plus 6 over here. Neither of these are like. And then we have -5x minus 10. Neither of these are like as well. So now we can get to step 3, which is get your variables on the same side. So I'm going to go back up here to do step 3. I'm going to get the x on both sides by adding 5x to both sides because -5x is a smaller one. So by moving to -5x by doing the inverse operation, I'm making it positive on that side. So we get 8x plus 6 is less than or equal to, we'll off center there, -10. Okay. So now we do a step 4. Get the term that contains the variable alone. Here's our term that contains our variable. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides, or subtract 6, excuse me. I want to get 8x by itself. Subtract 6 from both sides. So we have 8x is less than or equal to -16. And now we isolate the variable completely using multiplication and division, in this case division, since the variable is being multiplied by 8. And we get x is less than or equal to -2. And then we have to graph that answer. So since it's a relatively small answer, I will put 0 in the middle of the number line as far as the value it's at. That's going to be a closed circle on -2 and shade to the left. Okay? So let's do one more example. Now this one's not going to have all the steps written down, but we're still going to follow them, of course. So here's the last example we're going to do. So that looks like a pretty big problem, right? So I won't read the problem to you. You can see it right there. But we're going to draw that line. Just pretend that's straight. We're going to draw a line through the equal sign to separate our two sides. So the first thing we're going to do is distribute because we have parentheses. Now on the left-hand side, we actually distribute -3. So it's going to be -6x because -3 times 2x is -6x. And then -3 times a +1 is -3. Keep our inequality symbol. We bring down the 7x, so we're not distributing that. We are distributing a -3 again over here. That's the number that's touching the parentheses. So we get -21 minus 3x. So we did all our distributing. Our second step is to combine like terms on each side. So we have a 12, +12, and a -3 over here. Make sure you always look in front to see the signs. When we add those together, we get +9. So I'm going to write -6x, just bring that -6x down, plus 9 is less than. We also have two like terms on the other side. These two. They combine to be 4x. Remember, when you're combining like terms, never write underneath the problem. Just add up the like terms on the side they're on, and then write your answer. Okay, so now we go to our third step, which is get our variables on the same side. If I look at our two variable terms, the -6x is actually smaller than 4x, so that's the one I'm going to move. Now, I could move the 4x if I wanted to, but then I would probably get a negative answer. So I'm actually going to move the 6x. But again, if you wanted to, you could have subtracted 4x from both sides of the step, and you would get -10x over here. As long as you did your math work right, you'd still get the same final answer. And also, by keeping this variable term positive, you don't have to worry about flipping your sign. That's what's nice about it. Moving the smaller one. And then our last two steps here. To finish this inequality, we're going to isolate the 10x. So we're going to add 21 to both sides. 9 plus 21 is 30. So 30 is less than 10x. And the last step here to get x totally alone is divide by 10. 30 divided by 10 is 3. We keep the sign the same because we didn't divide by a negative, but I want to rewrite that to help us graph it more effectively. X is greater than 3. Okay, these two mean the exact same thing. This one's just easier for students to graph. So I will actually put 0 in the middle of my number line again because 3 is pretty close to 0. But it's x is greater than 3, so all values greater than 3 are an answer to this thing. So I'm going to shade to the right. Okay, so combining all our steps for inequalities. First, you got to distribute, then combine like terms, then get your variable terms on the same side by adding or subtracting one of them, and then you solve the two-step equation after that. So hopefully you found this video lesson helpful. If you have any questions at all, please let us know. Have a fantastic day. Don't forget to make sure you fill this sheet in if you didn't do it during the lesson. Rewatch the video and fill this sheet in I gave you.